Morning, it is day 21 and today's task is sensory bingo. This has been devised with the input of bear with me 1 second, why is it, my brain doesn't want to work today, with the input of Victor, which empower blind children and young adults, people with visual impairments, but I suppose this will count for people with hearing impairments as well. So we've brought the fur baby down to the park so that he can get out as well, because it's going to be hot today I think. But so today's activity is sensory bingo, to allow yourself to be more mindful in the outdoors, to truly open your eyes and your ears and the rest of your senses to what's going on around you in the natural world, so that you can become more engaged with it, more connected to it, and more deeply rooted in its well-being and your own well-being really. So here we go. day 22 of 30 days wild. Tonight, it's about 10 p.m. Tonight I am on the lookout for moths. So I found a simple trick is to, it's possibly a little bit early, and yes, I'm in my pyjamas with my hair in all kinds of a state, but you know, it's 10 p.m. I'm in my own garden. If I'm not safe and comfortable in my own garden, where am I going to be safe and comfortable? So apparently there's a little trick where you shine a tool through a sheet and it will allow moths to collect. So I'm just going to stay out here for a little while, see if I can see any moths and hopefully try and identify them. The sky still has this beautiful, beautiful, beautiful dusty pink colour. I'll only just make that out. It's so quiet right now. I was wondering if there might be a few sounds as well. So here we go. I'm going to go grab my phone because that's slightly lighter, but it might still be a bit light. But I did see a massive moth. In all honesty, moths creep me out. But, you know, facing a fit here tonight. There's rustling in the woods. Pretty sure it's deer. I'm cheating a little bit. I've put the big outdoor light on. Moving about in the garden now. Hope you can see these whizzing about. There's one. Anyway, back to moths. Slightly distracted by mammals. There's another moth. See you. Did land. There's one. Oh, there we go. Probably not going to get on the land on this sheet, am I? was one on there. Who would have thought? Maybe I should try it with the light now. Maybe it'll work. One in there. See my shadow. I'm just going to try this for a few minutes. See if anything lands. The dog's keeping me company. Sort of. Turn the light off again now. Can't see any flying about. Oh, I see a big moth. Oh, it's over there. Can you just about see that? There it is. Oh, a couple now. They're all flying about now. Oh, I'm getting a bit creeped. Just a little bit. They're flying around a lot, so can't really tell what they are. I see them in the garden, but they're just not really landing. Oh, we have one. Hoping you can see that. Probably not. With my very poor camera skills. I've gone back to the big light again, and instantly more came in the garden. I've seen one over here somewhere. Oh, oh, oh. Big one. There's one in there, look at that. Hopefully I'm following it a little bit. I wish they'd land. Right, that one's gone. There was a bigger one over here. See that beast? Just see that? Them bigger ones with the really furry bodies are the ones that creep me out. There's another one. Flying around the garden again. This is kind of fun. In a silly way. Trying to blind myself. Or you. There's a stillness right now, but it's still pretty early, isn't it? apart from, you know, the human stuff that's still going on. Yeah, it's definitely going somewhere, something's going off. I keep seeing a few flying like quite high over the garden, not actually coming into it. I think there's two little ones. Other one, so, oh. One right in front of my face. Oh, are you going to go near the sheep? Are you coming my way? Oh, God. Oh, dear. You can still hear traffic too. I don't know whether the camera microphone will pick it up, but you can definitely still hear that low rumbling of traffic. Well, it's fair to say there's a fair few floating about. I think sometimes it's a case of stopping and actually paying attention and looking. Like, you know, pretty much all living creatures, moths obviously have some ecological value and importance. So I'm going to go find out, I think. Oh my word. At least I'm not trying to sleep right now. Oh, that was a big one up there. Flew straight over. I'll try and keep that upwards just for a few minutes. Here we go. See what that picks up for a minute. When that light reflects on them, they actually look really pretty. It's like little specks. There's one. Just flying by. And I'll probably benefit from doing this a little bit later at night, but there's a big one up there somewhere. I'm going to check this sheet one more time. It's probably got nothing on it. There's one. Ham on it. Shadow games. No moths. Don't think. Anywhere. No. There's a big one there. Going near the light. Oh. Can we see this? No, it goes off into the night again. Okay, that's been quite fun. I think next time I'll try and prepare myself a little bit better. There's animals again. Okay, signing off for day 22. See you tomorrow. Hello, we are into the final week of 30 Days Wild, and for day 23's activity I have decided to play a quick game of Guess the Animal British Mammals. So I don't know how well I'm going to do at this game. A lot of it will probably be guesswork and estimating, but I just thought it would be a little bit of fun to kind of become a bit more aware of the surrounding habitats around me from a kind of audio kind of perspective as well as visual, and kind of deepening that connection that I keep like mentioning even further than what it is already. So I'm going to just jump straight into this and give this a go. I haven't tried this out. I've literally done a quick search on the lovely YouTube to find a video. I'll post the link in the description box of this video, so if anyone wants to give this a go they can do. And off we go. I've attached it to a larger speaker to see if that will make the sound a little bit louder, possibly too loud. I might jump in a minute. Okay, let's give this a go. Right, so let's start with this one first. This low booming call is very distinctive. Which is it? So we've got a bittern or a Canada goose. That jumped already. What do I think that might be? It sounded a bit goosey, but I can't say I've ever heard a goose do that noise before. Let's try it one more time. Let's try. I'm going to try bittern, but I'll probably be wrong. Oh, it is a bittern. It says bitterns are very shy, so if you've seen or heard one, you're extremely lucky. They live in wetland areas that have large reed beds for them to hide in. I know that one has recently been spotted in Norfolk, because while I was on holiday there was a sighting in the Sheringham RSPB marsh area. So I know that there is a recent sighting within Norfolk of a bittern, and that obviously set all of the bird watching community alight, as much with the bee-eating birds that are currently in chroma. And there's other stories of different species that potentially we haven't seen much of because they're rare to the UK, or just like in general numbers are kind of low. It's very, very exciting times across the UK wildlife at the moment. Next question. Which winged creature makes this popping noise? So I've got a choice between a bat or a duckling. I'm going to guess bat already before I've even heard it. That little bit at the end sounds a bit like a duckling, but it goes a bit kind of sonic to me, so I'm going to guess bat. And bat is correct. So this recording was made using a bat detector because bat sounds are too high pitched for humans to hear. Bats use the echo of the sound to figure out what is around them and how far away those things are. For example, a building they need to avoid flying into, or a moth they want to eat. This is called echolocation. Next question. 2 out of 10 so far. Can you tell which bird is impersonating a police car? So it's either a blackbird or a starling. I think it's starlings. I think I've heard this recently. Not quite like this, but I'm going to listen to that one more time. Are you going to play? I'm guessing starling. Oh, I was incorrect. Lots of UK birds are good at mimicking sounds they hear, whether it's the call of another bird, a mechanical noise, or a tune a human is whistling. Blackbirds are known to be particularly vocal. They often have a wide variety of calls and songs. Never mind, doesn't matter. Alright, okay, let's try the next question, see if I do better with this one. Which tiny bird makes this high-pitched song? So we've got between a blue tit and a Chetty's warbler. One more time. That's a really short clip, that's quite hard to tell. I feel like blue tits do sound a little bit like that. I'm going to get this wrong again, aren't I? But is it a Chetty's warbler? Hey, correct, a Chetty's warbler. That was a total guess. Usually only around 13 centimetres long, the Chetty's warbler is small and rather plain looking, but it has a big voice. You might have heard one during a walk along a river or while fishing, as they like damp wetland areas. Next question. Whose bark is this? Oh, this could be a deer. Yeah, that's a deer. I hear that sometimes. It scares me so much. Especially at the middle of the night when, you know, deer are most prevalent. It is definitely a deer. Both male and female roe deer bark when they are startled. Young deer make a high-pitched whistling noise to help them find their mothers when they become separated. Maybe that's what happened in last night's kind of video for day 22. I heard lots of rustling. There was this kind of like scuffle. And then later on, when I was actually gone to bed, it was way after 11 o'clock, I heard this real screaming noise. I wasn't sure whether it was a deer or even a fox, so I'll have inserted that in a video, so we'll see. Got that one right. Next question. Is this vibrating call made by an insect or a bird? Oh, it's a nightjar and a grasshopper. That's a nightjar. I heard that on Springwatch. That is definitely a nightjar. Now, I think that sounds like a bit of a car alarm. I'm pretty sure it's a nightjar. I'm going to give that a guess. Yay! Nightjars are nocturnal, so you might see one at dusk or dawn on heathlands or in woodlands, but they're very well camouflaged. They're really beautiful birds that look like they've got this kind of bark effect for their words, not just in terms of coloration, but just the textural appearance of their plumage is amazing. Next question. Before a noisy mallard arrives, which bird can you hear? A swan or a Brent goose? Oh, I'm not sure about what a Brent goose sounds like, so this is going to be possibly tough. Let's go. Oh, that sounds pretty goosey to me, quite honky. And there's the mallard. I'm going to give that one more listen, but I'm pretty certain that's the goose. Yeah. Let's go. Yay, correct. Brent geese migrate to the UK's coastline for winter. They arrive in October and then return to colder countries to breed in April. There are two types of Brent geese, one with a pale belly and one with a much darker belly. Next question. 8 out of 10, here we go. Both live near water, but which bird makes this chirpy call? I think I'd know what a seagull would sound like, and I've seen moorhens before, but we'll see. That's a moorhen. Oh, that was a short clip. I'm sitting there listening, waiting for it to go again. Right, okay, one more time. I'm pretty sure that's a moorhen. Let's give it a go. Yay! Moorhens are very common, so you're likely to have seen one at a local river or lake. Their red faces are easy to spot and set them apart from coots, which have a white face. And next question, number 9. Which bird has this unusual squeaky whistle? So we've got a choice of a woodpecker or a quail. Okay. Oh, that could be tough. I really want to say woodpecker, but I feel like that might be wrong. And it sounds like there's lots of birds in the background. And woodpeckers, for obvious reasons, live in woodland areas where quails maybe not so much. I'm going to go woodpecker. I think this might be wrong, but we're going to go for it. I told you. Despite being small and plump, quails manage to migrate all the way to North Africa. Classed as game birds, they nest on ground in fields and meadows. See, that threw me a little, that one. Right, next question. Number 10. 10 out of 10. Here we go. Last one. Is this the sound of an insect or an amphibian? So we've got a choice of a common frog or a lesser water boatman. That sounds pretty frog-like to me. Listen to that one more time, I think. Oh, I got that one wrong too. Lesser water boatmen mostly live at the bottom of ponds and lakes and eat plants and algae. Be careful not to confuse them with greater water boatmen, which swim on their backs and are carnivorous. They're the ones that you see a bit on the top of the water, I think, that have this kind of like rowing rhythm, it looks like to me. Right, view results. I think I got 7 out of 10. Yeah, 7 out of 10, scored 70%. Result, good effort. Some of these sounds were very tricky to identify, so you've done well. You can boost your knowledge by visiting the nature and wildlife section of our website. So that was through the Canal and River Trust. I really thought that was pretty cool. That was quite a good little quiz there. Tested my skills a little bit. I don't, proclaim to know a lot about nature, but I feel like I'm getting a little bit more educated, which is important when it comes to understanding the environment, understanding habitats and helping them, and being more considerate as individuals and knowing where to direct our time, direct our energy towards helping biodiversity and kind of combating climate change. Unfortunately, a lot of it is irreversible. It appears to be that we're on a mission to prevent the worst scenario rather than preventing the scenario itself. That we've already reached that point. So it's a case of preventing the worst possible outcome happening of a massive, massive temperature increase. We're hopefully going to hit and aim for that 1.5 degree increase. Don't know why I got tongue-tied there, but I did. But even that is becoming more and more impossible as each day passes. That has to be kind of, those systems and changes need to be in place now, so that by 2030 we are on course to keep that like global warming at a minimum as best as we possibly can. So I'm going to see if I can find a couple more questions, because I thought this was kind of fun. So please bear with me a moment. I'm pretty sure I found the same quiz again. I'm not doing very well with this. But so far I thought that was pretty fun. I think I did see one to do with nocturnal animals. Maybe after last night, maybe I should give this one a go. Let's give it a go. It says, guess the animal sound game. 12 nocturnal animals. I feel like this is going to make me jump. I told you. What is that? Is that a fox? Is it going to tell me? It's going to tell me. A hedgehog? That sounds like it's being, attacked. I did not expect that. Number 2. That's an owl. Yeah, the pictures come up. I don't know what sort of owl though. Just says owl, it doesn't tell you which type. Right, number 3. Oh, it says bat. I can see a silhouette of a bat. It kind of sounded like that noise from that other quiz, which we wouldn't hear that naturally. That would be something that would have to be recorded for us to hear it. That's badgers, right? Yeah, the silhouette's coming up. I think that's a badger. Also something on Spring Watch. There was a mother badger that was protecting her set with her babies, 2 babies inside, from a male. And it was adamant it wanted to get in this set. Whether it was, they weren't sure whether it was to kill them. That's a deer. Oh, that noise. Oh no, it's not, it's a fox. I totally got that one wrong. That sounds a bit similar to the muntjac deer barking. Halfway. Sounds like a pig. It's a toad. I would probably never have guessed that one in a million years. Number 7. Sounds a bit like a mouse. It's got a little silhouette, it looks like a rat. It's a rat. Oh, it's more than one. Hyena. We were doing well, and then we were on to, you know, hyenas all of a sudden. Well, that's a lion. Now I've gone a little silly, I think. Oh, it's actually a tiger. Didn't even get it right. These bites are awful. We're on to big cats now, I think, aren't we? Kind of sounds like a rumbly tummy. That's a leopard. Number 11. Raccoon. I can see the silhouette coming up. Last one. It's a skunk. Oh, okay. Right, so that kind of descended into a slightly different game than what I was expecting, but I suppose it's important to kind of emphasise that, you know, wildlife exists globally, the world over, across all 7 continents. You know, species are alive and kicking and thriving and surviving on Antarctica and the Arctic region. You know, these are some of the coolest places on Earth, not as cool as they once were, I hasten to add, but they're places where life still exists, life still goes on, you know, even though the temperatures are, you know, below minus pretty much all of the time. So it's important to kind of remember that the world is full of creatures and animals that are just trying to live the same way that we are, and we have to kind of learn to appreciate and respect that, because we are being surrounded by a period of massive decline. There is a biodiversity crisis going on, not just here in the UK, globally, because we are decimating habitats in one way or another, whether it be we are taking resources from it in terms of deforestation, or from an effect of climate to do with wildfires, rising sea levels. Then you've got issues like plastic pollution and other pollution in terms of, you know, this fast fashion crisis that's being created by first world countries and their, you know, their flippancy with returns and clothes that just end up in a bloody desert in Chile and numerous other places globally, just transferring the rubbish. And anyway, on that note, I'll see you tomorrow. Hello, we are back with the painting station again, and today for activity 24, Dad's losing his rag at me because I kicked the table. Activity 24, I'm going to do a tree painting using straws and watered down paints. So that is today's activity, to create a painting of trees using straws and paint and a little bit of water only. So wish me luck. Right, so I've painted this blue for the sky, and I'm going to quickly do the rest of the painting because I think it's going to open, the sky, heaven's going to open up with rain, so this is going to have to be a really quick painting today. Just mixing some brown up. Here we go. This has got disaster written all over it, hasn't it? Don't know if I'm doing this right or not. This is just me winging it as usual. Quite a bit of paint on the end and try. Look at the state of this, Mum. Look at this.
Too thin. Too thin. Why don't you get a metal straw?
I'll keep going with this for now. It's a start. happy with that. I don't want to overdo it. I am a little bit light-headed. So there you have it. Ta-da! Still wet. It's not the best piece I've ever done, is it? Oh well, it was fun. Do you think my artistic flair's running out?